10 days to local government elections. Let's tell you what's happening today, Friday, November 2. Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu, who is performing the duties of president on Thursday evening, urged the President's College class of 2018 to transcend barriers. Here is Anara Khan with our first report.
Prime Minister Nagamutu delivered the feature address at the institution's 28th graduation ceremony. He advised the graduates to stay focused in the fast-paced and changing world. The Prime Minister noted with the developing oil and gas industry, more opportunities will be presented.
Today, I issue a challenge to you to aim at helping to realize what we may have taken centuries to accomplish. You could do so driven by knowledge in a faster time. We have a unique country and we need talented, educated people to take it to that new, higher stage of development.
Also delivering remarks was Minister of Education Nicolette Henry, who reiterated government's commitment to the education sector.
The government of Guyana is committed to helping Guyanese in this journey of development and learning. And therefore, we are investing more in schools at all levels. And I'm encouraged by your school's performance of 100% passes in mathematics at the Caribbean examination certificate level. Education is near and dear to our hearts. And we believe that it's only through education that we can take this country from poverty to prosperity.
The Education Minister also encouraged the students to develop their skills in the areas they are passionate about.
Members of the Guyana Defense Force, Guyana Police Force, and the Guyana Prison Service today cast their ballots in the local government elections. Alexis Rodney filed that report.
The elections were conducted at 63 locations across the country. In Georgetown, InfoHub visited the polling stations at the GDF headquarters, Campa in Ghana, Police Headquarters, Ivleri, and the Breakdown Police Station, where voting exercises were ongoing. Voting commenced at 6 a.m. At the police headquarters, InfoHub spoke with Chief Elections Officer Keith Lowenfield.
I think we started pretty well this morning, and the day is continuing apace as expected, except to say at the 20 locations the ballot officers would have visited. The amount of ranks expected are not there in their numbers. No doubt they may very well show up later in the day.
There were some minor hiccups that will easily be ironed out, the CEO said. These included the names of officers not being on the list in Mahdia. GCOM's Public Relations Officer Yolanda Ward said similar issues were found in Georgetown.
I want to provide that clarity on that particular issue. One is that for us at GCOM, the names of the officers were provided to us by the respective discipline services, that is the Guyana Police Force, the Guyana Defense Force, and the prison services. So that list of officers that they provided to us, that is what we were able to work with. So if there is an omission of a name on a list for discipline services today, that was not an error from GCOM. Maybe that could have been from the submission from the respective offices.
Ranks unable to vote today will be able to do so on November 12. GCOM's Chairman Justice James Patterson said he is confident of the work done so far by the Elections Commission, especially in the area of voter education. He too foresees a larger turnout by the end of the day. A total of 7,918 officers are registered to vote countrywide. Reporting for InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
Tiffany Rogers now tells us that the consultants hired to oversee the privatization of the Skeldon, Enmore, and Rose Hall sugar estates, PricewaterhouseCoopers, opened several bids on Wednesday.
Managing Director of PricewaterhouseCoopers, Wilfred Baglu, said 10 envelopes were publicly opened after the bidding process closed on Wednesday afternoon.
Our first job is to see, have you complied with the information memorandum and the instructions therein. Our second step is to analyze the bids in accordance to the evaluation criteria that we just spoke about, section 10.6. And our third job is to make a recommendation to the steering committee the SPU, and NISIL. Thereafter, we expect them to make their recommendation to the cabinet or to the persons that they report to.
PwC was hired by the Special Purpose Unit under the National Industrial and Commercial Investments Limited, or NISIL. The SPU is tasked with divesting the assets of the Guyana Sugar Corporation. Bagaloo noted that the prospective company is mandated to keep the lands in the cane industry.
Not necessarily the sugar industry. As you know, cane is a grass. It's a big grass. And so you can use the cane for many things. Cosmetics, molasses, liquid sugar, bagasse, energy. Some people pelletize it, as in Cuba, to drive cogeneration plants. You can use it for many things. That's for the bidders to decide what they intend to do. But we want it to be in the cane industry because we want the lands to remain in some form of agriculture.
The government moved to downsize the sugar industry to make Gaisuku more efficient. The downsizing saw the amalgamation of some estates and factories with the divestment of others. For InfoHub, Tiffany Rogers.
The Guyana Power and Light Incorporated is advising customers within areas of Georgetown that there will be an interruption in the supply of electricity on Sunday, November 4 from 8 to 17 hours. The interruption will affect Lazytown, Robstown, Border, Stabroek, Working-Rust, Cummingsburg, Kingston, Evelary, Wolford Avenue, Thomaslands, and Carifesta Avenue. The interruption is necessary to facilitate routine maintenance on the 13.8 kV bus bars and associated feeders at the Power Utilities Kingston plant. GPL regrets any inconvenience caused. Still to come, the main roadway from New Amsterdam to Carriverton will soon have street lights and this week's small business focus. Stay with us.
I'm voting for local government election because I'm hoping to see a lot of changes in the area in terms of development, infrastructure. A lot of stuff has to be done in the region, and I only feel it can be done, I feel that it could only be done by your members or the persons around who you're affiliated with or who you know, who you can raise issues with, who you can talk with, and those are the local persons in your area that you might be voting for. Those persons, if you have a right to elect a person who can act and work for you, and not only you, for the betterment of the community, the village, your region in a whole. Local government election would give you that chance to get that person who you have confidence and trust in, not politically, but to have a development generally in your region. So it's not, I'm encouraging everybody else to go out and vote as well.
Welcome back. Renetta LaFleur now reports that the main roadway from New Amsterdam to Carriverton in Region 6 will be illuminated with LED lights.
Manager of Traffic Safety and Maintenance at the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, Kester Hines, said the initiative is part of a larger plan to install highway lights in Regions 2, 3 and 6.
On the current area in Region 6, there are 3 sections where we are currently installing lights, and those were budgeted for in our 2018 budget. And those will be completed shortly. And it includes the section from Borlam to Fyrish, and then Ulverston area. We have installed lights there too, and the end of, well, I wouldn't say the end, just about halfway along the Quarantine Highway. There's another section which was previously omitted, but as it is known that we're doing these in sections. We can't do the entire road, so every year we get in specific areas that we target.
72 LED streetlights were installed in several communities in Region 2, while 90 were installed in Region 3. Hines noted that under the Quarantine project for 2018, 170 LED lights will be installed.
Most of the communities welcome these interventions. What we would have seen over the years, in many villages, persons are out there late at nights. They tend to spend more time outdoors now because the area is lit. Whereas in the past, especially in the rural communities, where persons by 6, 7, they're already in their homes, but now they spend a lot more time outside. In addition to what I would have mentioned with these capital works, we would have done installation of lights in many other communities, because we would have received, I can't remember the quantity, but we would have received some lights from the Japanese government, and those are being utilized in other communities like Wakenham, villages along the west coast, Demerara and Regina, and various areas, those lights are being utilized as well.
The use of LED streetlights is part of the government's green agenda and part of plans to improve road safety. Renette LaFleur for InfoHub.
On this week's Small Business Focus, Crystal Stull tells us about a fashionista who has been determined to add flair to the local clothing industry for plus-size and petite women.
Trendsetter and owner of the fashion box, Samantha Glasgow, has been supplying clothes for both plus-sized and petite women for more than 23 years. Glasgow noted that while she caters for petite women, her main focus is to supply trendy clothes for the bigger ladies.
I find there was a need for sexy clothing for the plus-size girls. Usually when you see something for a plus-size person, it always, not looking fabulous, sexy, and I had a passion for that, so I went and I started investing in plus-size clothing.
Glasgow explained that the fashion box aims to supply every female needs for every event at economical prices.
We cater for every occasion. You can actually come in here and get something to go clubbing, you can get something to go to a wedding, you can go something casual, birthday, because we do have a lot of birthday customers that come looking for the outfit for birthdays. I did buy white dresses, and I have about 7 to 8 patterns in the plus size, different styles suitable for graduation, and I have like about 4 patterns in the petite size, small to large. The prices ranges from $8,000 to $15,000.
Glasgow recalls her 16 years of selling on the pavement of Regent Street before opening a booth in Boredom Market. Today, the mother of 4 boasts that she owns 2 The Fashion Box outlets.
On the pavement, I realized that there wasn't enough growth for me. I could only buy a certain amount of goods, and then when you're in this environment now, there is a different set of customers that would come and shop now. They would feel comfortable and more safe than stopping on the pavement to buy from me.
Ladies interested in getting that spectacular look for any occasion then can visit the Fashion Box at its Border and Charlotte Streets, Georgetown location, or at Bartica Arcade in Region 7. Persons can also check out the Fashion Box's Facebook and Instagram pages for previews on clothes items. Glasgow can be reached on 687-5810. Reporting for InfoHub, Crystal Stull.
We remind you to come out tomorrow at the Durban Park for the Guyana Marketing Corporation's Farmers Market Day starting at 6 a.m. On sale will be farm fresh vegetables, fruits, ground provisions, a variety of meats and agro-processed goods. GMC is urging you to come out and support our own. That's all for this evening. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Connect with us on WhatsApp, social media, and our website at dpi.gov.gy. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye.